Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Alan, and today we are going to get started on variables. What is a variable? Well, and remove this here. A variable is a variable can be shown as a letter. X will be the most common variable you will see, and Y. X and Y, and maybe sometimes Z, will be really common variables throughout the thing we're going to be doing. Linear expressions, logarithmic functions, exponential functions, a lot of things. And functions we're going to cover on a later topic, but for now, a variable can be symbolized with different types of letters. Any letter or any symbol, like delta, theta, this is theta. Pi is a constant, but I'll explain that more later in different videos. But for now, we're going to be talking about the variable. The variable, symbolized with different letters, is basically something that can take on any value. So for example, if I get x, x can equal 1, x can equal 5, x can equal -3, x can equal 1,050,326. X can take on any value, which is very useful in graphs, functions, and all other kinds of stuff. So x can take on any kind of value. So let's say we have 2 times. Oh yeah, and since if you have known the common times symbol, 2 times 5, we're going to have to change this as x is now a common variable. So when somebody sees this, they might mistake it as this. So what we use for multiplication now throughout, we use the dot. The dot is a very useful tool as there's nothing that symbolizes this besides decimal points, but this is very useful for multiplication. 2 times x. So any value of x will become 2 times. So if we have 5, we would replace x with 5. Let's say if x equaled 5, here let's get it instead of a blue, we get a yellow kind of. If x was 5, then this would become 5. So then it would be 2 times 5, which is equal to 10. Get rid of that, which is equal to 10. So 2x does not necessarily mean, 2 times x does not necessarily mean it'll always be equal to 10. That is just an example. Instead of 5, it could have been 9. It could have been -3. It could have been any number. But I chose 5 as it's easy to multiply with that. Another way to symbolize fractions, let's get back to that green. You can do, no, not fractions, sorry. I've been recording the other video. Variables. So instead of 2 times with this dot x, we can symbolize this with 2x. Now, this would be the exact same thing as this. So this will be very useful in linear equations, logarithmic functions, everything you could possibly imagine, as it makes it much easier to write with and read with. So if we get, let's say 2, let's stop using 2 maybe. Let's try using maybe 7. 7x minus 4. This would be a linear equation, but on a later topic I'll cover on that. For now, what 7x minus 4 is, x can be any value. Or instead of x, let's do a. Why not? 7a minus 4. We choose a random value, let's say 9. We would do 7. Another way, since we don't have to symbolize the multiplication sign, we could just put the parentheses like that. Because 7a can be also represented as 7 parentheses a. So then that would be 7a. That looks like a 9. Here, let me erase that. 7a minus 4. Then that a would be turned into 9. So then, yeah, it would be 7 times 9. Okay, now I know why I wrote it as a 9. Forgot what I was doing. So 7 times 9, that would be 63. 63, and then minus 4, that would be 59. So 7a minus 4, if a was equal to 9, would be 59. Remember, this a right here, oops, here we go. I've been doing this a lot lately. The a can mean any number imaginable, any number, besides unidentified numbers, like 0 divided by 0 or anything. Here, I'll use the variable anything divided by 0. This can mean anything possibly imaginable, but it cannot be divided by 0 as that's not a real number and you cannot use it as a variable. For now, that's what a variable is. Hope you enjoyed, and look around in the other videos to have an examples using the variable.